Americans. This is Podcast versus the World. My name is Cameron L. Abington. I'm your humble host today. Today we got an interesting topic we're going to go over, but first we're going to talk about our sponsor, Doobie Energy Drink. Go to doobie.gg, use code Podcast versus the World for 10% off your order, and it helps out the show. All right. It's an energy drink. It's great. Tastes really good. I drink it, so hey, you should drink it too. And also rss.com/ podcast versus the world, one word. They help out with your podcasting needs, help you get distribution. They're very helpful. They help me out. Use it too. Um, Today we're going to talk about something a little different. It's a little something close to my heart, something that came up in one of my lives. If you didn't know, I do TikTok. I do a live TikTok Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. If you also didn't know, this podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. If you want to watch the video version, we're everywhere. We try to be everywhere. Comments are greatly appreciated. Like and subscribe. We appreciate it. So I was doing a live, and we were talking about, I don't even know what the topic was, grading Donald Trump. Well, somehow through the conversation, it came to America's family, how to save it. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot of stuff going on. We look at our children, they're being pulled every which way. We look at the rate of young men killing themselves. It's ticking up, people. Um, our country's in turmoil, and our families are being strung apart. If that makes sense. So I looked at something and I said, well, what things do I feel like would help the American family stay together? How about having a dad in the house, if we're going to start there? That's my number one issue. Having a father. It is shown that a two-parent household, children do better. Now, if you didn't know, I'm from a one-parent household, but I had my grandparents. And these days, we don't have grandparents ain't like they used to be. Grandma's 37 these days. She ain't like she used to be. Um, Kids are having children younger. It's happening more often than not. A two-family household would help out. Look at all the gangs. And you always wonder, why did this kid go into this bad situation? Not a male figure. We have men making babies and not taking care of the children. They just make them and leave them. They don't give financial support. But financial support is one portion of it, but also mental support, loving support, being there to listen to your child as they ask questions and be there for them. That's an important part too, you know. It's very important. As being a man, you have these babies. That is your job to take care of them financially and emotionally. They need us. We're failing our kids. Black and white, Mexican, this is not just a black issue. This is an American issue. And you hear a lot of people talk about, you hear, especially when it comes to black women, where like, well, look at these women. They're trying to, they're just acting like they're so boss and this and that. Well, they have to be if black men ain't going to be around to take care of the babies. There's a lot of black men that don't take care of their kids. It's a shame. Now, I'm not sure what it's like in the white communities. I know it's like that in the black communities. It's terrible. We're not working enough. We're not doing what we need to do to save our families. And so, what happens to a young man, a young woman when they don't have the extra support there. So you have to think, you got to start there. Start with the family. Start there. So mostly happens when this happens and you don't have a two, and even when when there's a mom and dad, sometimes financially you just don't make it, and I understand that, and it happens. It happens a lot. But just follow me on this for a second. When you don't have a normal mother and father in the house, now you just have, let's say, just the mom. Usually it's just the mom. Mom's got to make it meet, right? Right? They're not all on food stamps. Don't believe that shit. There's women out there working two and three jobs. What happens to the kids? Well, the kids are left with a neighbor or somebody they trust. It's not the same as their own children. They're not always getting properly watched like they should be. We know that. And so they fall into traps. We see kids falling into traps all the time, going with people, hanging out with people they probably shouldn't be, right? You've seen it all the time. You see these kids without no direction. What do? They follow the nearest person that looks like a leader to them. And this is happening in white suburban neighborhoods. It just ain't going into black neighborhood. How many of your kids actually know who Andrew Tate is? I want you to ask your kids who Andrew Tate is. If they can answer who Andrew Tate is and give you a idea of who they are, you might have an issue. You might need to talk to your kid about the stuff that he's talking about because he's not good for young men. He's not. He's out sex trafficking women, supposedly, right? And this is who our young men are listening to. They get caught in the trap, right? The trap is about body image. They show them lifting weights, and one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, they're talking about how they should be more dominant than women, giving these bad ideas in these young men's head. It's tearing our families apart. Our young men are getting, and young women too, they get involved in these gangs. They see somebody who's a motherly figure to them, somebody takes them underneath their wing. These people see weakness. They're not good for our kids. But it starts there. So I'm telling our young men, black and white, right? Because it's not just black folks. Like I said, Andrew Tate, he's going to a certain number of white people. Look at people who run underneath Donald Trump. Look at them. You want your kid to be like Donald Trump? I mean, be honest about it. Take your MAGA hat off. Are you? Do you? Do you want your son to be like Trump? I highly doubt it. If we're being honest, be honest with yourself, right? We want to teach our kids things. So it starts there. So if it starts there and mom's not there, so what are we saying? Economic security is a big deal. Wouldn't it be great if our minimum wage was tied to inflation? Think about that for a second. The national minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, which is ridiculous. I made this point on a live on TikTok. I do TikTok if you didn't know. And they're like, well, the price is going to rise. Well, prices are already rising without a raise. Why can't we give people a living wage, not a minimum wage, a living wage? So full time work could cover rent, food, and childcare. Why can't we do that? Right? Why couldn't we expand the child tax credit? It would help millions of kids get out of poverty. But didn't we just see the big beautiful bill take the bottom 30%, the people who are really needing this, the bottom 30%, and give it to the top 10? Because they don't care. We're trying to save America. Listen, a high tide raises all ships. These are things that would help out America. Think about things we could do, right? How about fair labor laws, right? Enforce stronger penalties for wage theft instead of us working people for less money when they know it's worth more than that. Make them pay what they're supposed to pay. Make them pay. It would be great. We look at people's health care and well being. People work themselves to the bone without insurance. Remember, we just got a Medicaid cut. It would be great if we could expand Medicaid. Just have Medicaid in general. But we know that's going to be cut. So hopefully the next president comes in and does Medicaid for all. Right? How about paid leave for pregnancy and childbirth and the recovery? Why don't we do that? Why don't we help mothers out when they having these kids? Wouldn't it be great if a mother could take off 6 months to be with her child, paid for, right? Paid for legally. So she could take time, bond with her child, and then we figure it out later. There's another issue that never comes up: mental health problems. How many people you see out in the world leave their families out of the blue and come to find out it's mental health issues? As simple as that. It's mental health issues. But we have people who have problems who need help. But because we're a country that don't believe that we should help others, unless it's for the almighty dollar, we're killing it. We're killing our families. Mental health is a big deal that doesn't get talked about. It's huge. The next part we need to talk about education. Why can't we make a federal investment to make child care affordable and high quality? Why can't we do that? We're the richest nation in the world. We want families to strive. We get mad when people are on Medicaid and they need help from the state. Why don't we help? Why can't the government say, all right, this is what we're going to do? We're going to help you out. We're going to give you a true living wage. We're going to make childcare affordable. I'll go further than that. All school up to, including community college and trade school, should be free. Why can't we educate our young people? Why? Why? If you give them if you give people a chance to make money, they're going to make it. We're helpless. People are helpless right now. Why do you think there's so many drug addicts? Why are so many drug dealers? That's the only way people see out. If you're a kid in a neighborhood, you're not stupid. The only way you're going to get out of that, let's be very honest. Are you a superstar athlete? Do you have some kind of talent? Can you sing or dance? If you ain't got that, you start doing other things. You're trying to take care of your family, and it just tears us apart. Why don't we also pay teachers what they deserve? Teacher pay incentives. Listen, the federal government should help support teachers, bring their wages up. Teachers should make more than federal judges. And I mean that. They should make more than federal judges. Why? They are shaping our future. They are so important. If you get the right teacher with a child, the things that can happen for that child is, I mean, it's crazy how they'll blossom into something so wonderful, right? We need better teaching in rural and low income areas. How many times have you heard about kids coming out of certain places, especially low income, can't even read or write, and they graduate high school, and they somehow they make it to college. You're like, how the hell did this kid make it to college? I watched it on what's that show? Last Chance University. They've had kids on there who who didn't know anything and somehow made it to college. Well, the reason they made it to college was they were great athletes. And so they said, well, we don't care. We're getting out of them what we want out of them, which is just crazy to me. But that's what happens. But that's what we need to do. We need to sit here and help these people out. And why can't we give more Title One funding to poor districts? There's places in America now. You've heard me talk about this, the poorest states in the union. Mississippi. We can go through all of them. You've heard me talk about it. Why can't we bring their schooling up? So if I give you better teachers and better schooling, those grades are going to come up, right? If I give kids food, a free lunch, now they can think while they're at school, right? I can't remember what my wife called it some kind of basic needs that, if you're hungry, you're not thinking about school. You can give two shits about you're hungry. It helps the family out. These are all things that if you invest in the future, you invest in our youngsters now, the future is going to be so bright for America. But getting people to understand that, our leaders, it's like you're talking to a wall. Because all they think about is the here and now. Saving America's families will help us in the future. There are so many bright young minds that are just being wasted in these streets. Just wasted. We need to save our families. If we save the family, we save the kids. Don't you understand? Right? This used to be Dr. Phil's job. Now he's out here talking Dr. Phil today. But that's what we need to do. Pay for pay for better teaching. Bring up these low level schools to where their facilities are good. Make sure our kids are eating, right? So we figured two parents in the household, that would work. If you give everybody a living wage, well, maybe a person doesn't need three jobs. Maybe they can be at home and watch their kids. Wouldn't that be nice? There was a time when with a family, you might have a dad go to work, mom stay home. They made a living wage. They could sit here and enjoy their kids after work or whatever, whenever they had time. They worked second or third, right? And they were a happy family. They made it work. Now we don't have a living wage. Companies used to want, like I've heard a story where I think it was the owner of Ford at the time. I don't remember what year this was. He made sure that his people made enough money to buy a Ford vehicle. He said, "How can I sit here and have a motor company, but my own workers can't buy a car? And that doesn't work for me." Housing. Why can't we build more affordable housing? Mondani, the guy who's running for mayor of New York City, has the right idea. Why can't we have, it doesn't have to be everywhere, but let's say a big city like, say, New York City. Certain areas be rent controlled. Why can't we do that? Why is everybody tripping about that? Why can't we do it? Oh my God, I can't sit here and charge somebody $2,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. Oh my God. Why can't we do that? Does it have to be run by the government? No, it doesn't have to be. But that's what the government needs to do. Listen, if the gut listen, if we want America to succeed, we have to fix these problems. That's just 100% true and accurate. You have to fix the problem of the family. It starts there. Federally subsidized housing is the way to go. Incentivize it to states, incentivize it to people who actually do it, the owners of the housing. I don't understand. Why don't we just do it? Help them out. Instead of us putting money to Israel, how about we invest in America? We have all these people talking about America first and oh I love America, but when people need help, then it's like, oh well, we don't really love America that much. The truth is coming out about these people. This would help people out. This would help out American families. We're trying to save America's youth. We're trying to save young families. They want Americans to have more kids, but then we don't want to help them when they have them. It's mind boggling to me. It's crazy to sit here and I say that, and you look at it and you're like, that's true. They don't care. Save America's family, right? Now, we know kids are hungry. We know it. We need to keep now here in Kansas. I know we have it. The summer meals for the weekend meals and the summer meals, after school programs. Listen, we got to give kids something to do. After school programs are wonderful ideas, right? Why can't we do that? Give people food security by strengthening, by making SNAP stronger, food stamps stronger, WIC stronger. I know with the big beautiful bill, they're cutting all that and they're putting all these extra things in because they don't care. This is my view of how to fix American families. This is my way of fixing it. But this is what needs to happen. Hopefully, our next president comes in with a common sense mind and says, well, this isn't working. Why can't we do that? We need after school programs. We need programs to help the youth out so they can come out and do things without getting in trouble with the police. Hell, it should be run by the police. There should be a police officer at these summer programs, learning the kids' names and learning who they are. Right now, we have a problem in America where kids don't trust the police. They don't. They're scared. We see George Floyd, we see all these killings of African Americans by police officers, and you see it on TV and it's so publicized and the poor what's a kid supposed to think? We should have these programs with police resource officers there, learning the kid's name, learning them, being friends with them, playing ball with them, just having a conversation. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? And you say, well, how are we going to pay for all this, Cameron? Close the tax loopholes for corporations. There was a year, I can't remember what year it was, it might have been sooner, that I read where GE paid no taxes. What about Elon Musk? There was a time when there was one year, I think 2019, if I remember correctly, he paid no taxes. What? If we would close the loopholes, there's that damn near pays for the damn problems right there. And how about we keep giving, stop giving subsidies to fossil fuels, right? And put that money back into the families of America. How about instead of us putting all this money into what they say ICE has like, oh yeah, how many billions of dollars? Forget that. Forget that. Put that money into the American family. Why can't we do that? Explain it. Somebody explain it to me. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do progressive tax credits for lower income families? We're trying to strengthen the family, not destroy them. We're not trying to do what the big beautiful bill is trying to do. People, you have to open your eyes. This goes back to the big beautiful bill. It's trying to destroy lower income families. This is the plan. We have to strengthen the American family, not destroy it. How many genius minds are sitting there and they just need to be cultivated, but not by the wrong influences? Kids need to be mentored by doctors and lawyers, people who are successful so they can see success in themselves. Kids don't understand this. That's what we need. These aren't radical ideas. This idea shouldn't be a left or right issue. It really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, oh, that's a Democrat idea, a liberal idea. There's nothing liberal about this. This is helping Americans' families who are hurting, who need the help. This isn't a white thing or a black issue. This is America's issue. Can't you see it around you? Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Families are begging for help. Why can't we reduce childhood poverty? Stabilize working families, bringing families together, right? Prevent communities from collapsing under economic shocks. What are we doing, right? We are investing into our future. By paying for it right now, we investing into the future. So one day, maybe we won't need food stamps as much as we do now. Maybe, wouldn't that be great? That kids can sit there because we're showing them a path. We're showing them a path, right? We teach them how to survive, and then they won't look for being a drug dealer. They won't look for those things. They'll find a way. Now they have the tools. That's all I want to do. We want kids to have the tools to survive. Right now, they're not. Kids are dying over sneakers. What are we talking about? Kids need good role models. They need stability at home. By having a mom at home at night, cook you dinner, sit there, say how you doing. Having a mom and dad, wouldn't that be wonderful? This is a long-term goal. This is something that should happen. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Right? We need stronger communities. We need this. We need after school programs. We need better libraries. We need safe spaces for a family to grow. Look at how many homeless families there are. Why, if we took care of the housing issue, there's families out there that are homeless right now as we speak. Why can't we help them? All we gotta do is open our heart, pay attention, do the things that we should be doing. Not like the big beautiful bill. That's a bunch of crap. This is what we need to do. And it's a shame that we're not doing it. Let's be for families. Let's bring the family back together. It's not too late. Tell your congressman, say, listen, this is what we need for America to survive. We're okay with paying for Elon Musk to go to Mars, but we don't want to pay for America's family to survive and make it. We're fine with that. Kill the American family, the lower 30%. Kill them. We don't care. But going to Mars, that's important. Crazy. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of everything. Don't forget, this is Podcast versus the World. We're on all your podcasting locations. Like and subscribe. Any questions you have about this, please let me know. I answer all questions. All questions that are asked, I will answer. Um, but don't give up. We're going to work this out. I'm going to send this to different congressmen, and we'll see what happens with this. This isn't over. It's something that's been on my mind for a while. The live just brung it out. So don't forget, I do a live Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. I'm late right now, 10 minutes late as we're speaking. Um, Under my name, Cameron Abington, if you're looking for it. I'm on TikTok there. Like and subscribe, man. Go to the channel. Go to Apple, Spotify, YouTube. All right. Ask questions, you get answers. All right. We're gonna save America's family. This isn't over yet. This isn't over. All right. Here we go. You have a blessed day. My name is Cameron L. Abington. Abington out.